Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Today, we're going to be doing our beginning of the week check-in on that collective of lovers that are in separation from their person at this now moment. And generally, what happens in a collective is that a lot of people will follow the same timelines, and so you'll always find a collective that is in separation. And so we're going to tune into that separation collective, and we're going to see what it is that they need to work with, what's in the energies. Now, you may identify yourself as a twin flame. You may identify yourself as a soulmate, a divine counterpart, uh, just a lover, however you want to look at it. It's just a label. What we're looking at is we're looking at what's available in the energies, how you relate to those energies, and what you can do within those energies to help manifest the love that you truly want to get. So let's see what's going on within the collective that is in separation from their person at this now moment. And Spirit's saying for today, it's time for you to surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. And let go is a really powerful, powerful tool within healing and within love, because what happens is we try to control the outcome. We try to say, this is my person and that's only my person and I need my person back. And sometimes it's not meant to be. Sometimes you have a contract with that person for them to teach you a lesson, and you're not allowing that lesson to be taught. You're not allowing that experience to be taught. And I don't like to use the word lesson because it's not really a lesson, it's an experience. And so when we surrender and just allow what needs to happen, let the cards fall where they fall, then we become into a powerful transformation energy. And so Spirit's saying it's time, just release all control and let things work out as they're meant to. So let's see what other energies that we have for this collective in separation in love. And then we'll go over a little bit about how I do the spread, what the spread means. We talk about energy here on this channel. We talk about how we can best take advantage of what things are available to us in the now moment so that we can get to the experience that we would like. And so, Spirit, show me what else is coming up within the energies of love within the collective that is in separation. Remember, this is a collective reading, so this may or may not resonate all with you. There may be parts that you take, parts you just leave because they're not for you. And the more you interact with the channel, the more I'm able to pull the energies to see what's in your story. So, Spirit's saying it's time for you to take a moment. Think of that special moment that brought you much joy with your partner. And it doesn't have to be the partner you're in separation with, it could be any partner, because you want to feel that energy again. You want to feel that vibration, that frequency. You want to pull that into your heart. And as you pull it into your heart, then you start radiating outwards. And that's what helps to bring in the love that you want. Connections are unbreakable, right? Because you're always connected to yourself. And that connection is to yourself and surrender to yourself. But we've forgotten ourselves. We stopped talking to ourselves. We stopped listening to ourselves. And we need to get back into ourselves to find that love within ourselves, to allow that love to manifest externally. Why? Because we manifest everything, good or bad. So we need to make sure that we're manifesting what's really in alignment with us. Your dreams are still there. You just forgotten them. Feelings. You got to get back into those feelings of love, not the feelings of despair, not the feelings of being separated from your person. You really have to get into the feelings of that love. And as you find those feelings of love for yourself, you will find those feelings of love externally, and those feelings will start attracting what it is that you truly would like. And we attract it from a place of love, not lack. And that's where we want to be. So let's see what else we have within space of love for those who are in separation at this now moment. Let's see what we have. Okay, so as we look through this, okay, Spirit is saying to you, it's time to take the mask off, right? You've been wearing a mask for a long time. You've been trying to be who, kind of like a people pleaser, who everybody wants you to be, who you think everybody wants you to be, but that's not really who you are. Okay, you're looking for somebody with acts of service, so give acts of service to yourself. Show up for yourself every day. Why? Because it's time for you to change your energy, right? When we see a holiday, it doesn't always mean a vacation. To me, it always means changing the energy. Make sure you're changing that energy from this over to here. And then for those of you who are, trying to understand how my spread is set up, on this side here is what I call the hamster wheel of karma. This is the areas that keep you stuck, keep you looping over and over again, doing the same thing over and over and over, and you're expecting a different result, but it never happens, and that's why you're on that hamster wheel. Here is where you are in this now moment. The above and below are tools to get you to where you want to be, and that's where over on this side is going to be where all the things that you want to manifest are going to be. So that'll help you understand my spread as if you're new to the channel. So Spirit's saying, allow this to take a natural evolution, right? Allow everything to happen as you surrender. Because as you surrender, you become much more magnetic. You're going to be attracting. Your energy is going to get lighter. So let's see what else Spirit wants to tell us. Because we go through all the energies and we're going to see, what is it that we can do in this now moment that can bring us to this area? What warnings do we need to look for? And so as we see those warnings, we can pivot or we can choose. But remember, healing is a choice. It's not something that happens automatically just because it was a 5-5 portal or a 4-4 portal or the 6-6 portal. Doesn't mean you're healing anything. It just means that you need to choose. And as you choose, you can take advantage of energies of the collective because the collective manifests those portals as a manifestation, not as a date. But they only manifest it if you choose to take into those energies and allow for those energies to work. If you choose not to, then you choose not to. That's okay because healing is a choice. It doesn't happen automatically, and you can still cycle all you want. That's your choice in being here. There's free will. So for many of you, you've been in this emotional storm. You've been unstable. You've been running around like this crazy whirlwind. And that's why you need to surrender. You got to get out of that energy. You've been feeling the rejection, abandonment, irrational fear, right? These are the things that keep you stuck. There's divine feminine energy in many of you who are watching this. And what does that mean? That's the attraction energy. And how do you get there? You work with your magnetism. You work within yourself to allow things to come to you. You don't chase. Okay? You've got to set proper boundaries. And what are boundaries, right? A lot of people don't understand boundaries because most people have no boundaries whatsoever. So they let people walk all over them and they're down here on the floor and they're getting stepped on. And then they put it, so, oh, I got to get boundaries. Somebody tells them they got to put boundaries. So what do? They put up a wall. And what is a wall? A wall is a wall, right? It's not a door. It's not a window. There's nowhere to see. You can't open it. You can't close it. You just put up a brick wall. So now any opportunity that comes in, what are you doing? You're blocking it out. So what you need to do is set what they call a proper boundaries. Start building with a door. Have the door handle on there so you can hear somebody knocking. Maybe put a window so you can see the opportunity coming in. And then maybe put a ring doorbell or something else around there so you can see or talk to them before opening the door. But make sure there's a lock in case you need to lock them out. That's a proper boundary. That allows for things to come in, allows for things to change, allows for new opportunities without making it restrictive towards a wall where you're not going to see anything. So we work on our boundaries, but we do them the correct way. And it takes time, it takes practice to understand that proper boundary, but we work on it through surrender. We got to stop running, right? A lot of you have been ghosted, disappeared, invisible. Why? Because you've been so anxiously attached. You've been so trauma in your trauma response in all of your relationships that your person runs away because they see the flags right away. They feel the energy and boom, boom, boom. They're just out because you're not in great energy. You have to be in the better energy to attract, not push. And this has created a lot of stress. So let's see why we've gotten this energy here, because it seems like there's a lot over here that's pushing away what we need to do. And this is why surrender is coming in as a message, because there's a lot that we just need to release control because we've been trying to control everything. And I mean everything. Spirit is saying there's nothing you're not trying to control at this point. You're trying to control your person. You're trying to control yourself. You're trying to control your job. You're trying to control your kids. You're trying to control, what the weather is. And it just doesn't work. And so we're having a big storm because why isn't it working? I'm trying to control everything. I'm trying to keep myself safe, and we're not. So Spirit, what are those fears that are coming through the collective? Give me one more. All right. So Spirit's saying, and when we always look at why things aren't working, we have to look at ourselves, right? It's where everything starts within ourselves, not with not from outside, because we're just manifesting outside of ourselves. And for those of you who are looking for a card, this is not the reading I do cards for. For people, this is a reading that's for the collective. You can reach out for your own paid reading or wait for my card reading where it says live readings and activations, where I'll pull a card. But hopefully you'll stay and finish the rest of this read. So for many of you, fear of touch, right? You don't trust touch. Why? Because you're probably abused. You probably had a lot of issues. That needs to be healed before you can get to here. And you have to do that through surrender. A lot of you have a lot of pent up anger, possibly around this abuse that you've been suffering, or just mental abuse. Could be many reasons why, but you have to dig into it and understand, why is this coming out? What does it need to be healed? Being a victim, and this is a big one for everybody. Everybody feels they're helpless to change their love life. They're always a victim. They're always picking the wrong person. Why are you picking the wrong person? Because you're choosing to, because you're telling yourself untrue stories, and those untrue stories you're manifesting every day, because you're saying to yourself, I'm not lovable. I can't, nobody could love me. I deserve the abuse. But I'm angry about the abuse. But why am I allowing the abuse? And you get in there, and it's this big circle, and you never get out of the circle until you choose to surrender and say, look, enough is enough. This emotional storm is awful. I'm tired of being ghosted and ran. I'm tired of being rejected. It's time for me to go within and find myself and find the love within myself. And as I find that love within myself, then all of a sudden this energy changes and it transforms and it moves into what you want, which is the attraction. So let's see, how do we get there? Spirit's going to give us a little bit of a clue, right? And we ask our higher selves, and our higher self is always there. We may not hear, feel, see our higher selves, but the higher self is always waiting for you to get back to the point where you're ready to trust your higher self and your inner voice to help bring back that guidance system that we've rejected so many eons ago. And for many of you, Spirit's saying it's time for you to release those doubts. You've been here before. You've been through this cycle how many times? You know you can get through it. Get through it, release those doubts, start trusting yourself, start surrendering, and then you're going to start to awaken to yourself. And as you awaken to yourself, your soulmate is coming in, right? The divine will provide you with love when it's ready, when you are ready. And how do you get ready? By surrendering. And surrender is the hardest thing, because everybody tells you to do it. Nobody knows how to surrender. And the easiest way I can say to surrender is let it go. And letting something go that has an energetic tie, that has a huge soul contract around you, it's not the easiest thing in the world. Matter of fact, it's one of the most difficult things. But you can do it by surrendering one day at a time, allowing one day at a time, trusting one day at a time. Trust yourself, trust your inner voice, allow it to speak, allow it to work through you. So now let's get to the part that everybody really just wants to get to, right? Which is, well, when? When do I get my soulmate? When? I don't care about all this stuff. I just want to know when. Well, as I said from the beginning, spirit is, you know, waiting for you to align in the right space. And when I say spirit, it's your spirit. It's not guides. It's not angels. We don't do guides and angels here. We do ourselves, right? Ourself has all the power in this world, and that's all we need. We don't need anything external. And self is going to know when you're ready, because you're choosing, and self knows your choices because it's you. And so as you choose to heal, as you choose to feel, as you choose to get off this hamster wheel, Spirit saying, after you accept an unequal contract, which means it's time for you to let go of something that you've been holding on to forever and ever and ever, and spring. So it's right here. It could be this spring, it could be next spring. You choose, your choice. But it's right here in the offing as soon as you start choosing and taking the steps to love yourself and to surrender to your divine self and not try to force every outcome that comes through. So those are the energies for those who are in the collective. It is made to your awareness today. So part of this reading is for you. May or not all of it be for you, but there's a large part in this for you. Take what comes into your field as something that you should pay attention to if you choose to, or you can ignore it. It's a choice. But these are the energies around you, and it's now made your awareness. So now it's up to you. Well, We'll see where that sits sometime midweek. We usually go through the collective at least twice a week to see where that collective in separation is. Reach out if you're looking for your own personal reading. They run uh, anywhere between $10 and $60, depending upon the reading. And you can reach out to me at silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com for more information. So I'll see you at the next reading, and have a wonderful, wonderful day, and start your week with love and surrender. Have a great day.